Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Universe Magic Podcast. I'm John. I'm one of your hosts. This is a big one. We did this last year. Hopefully we don't screw it up. But anyway, as always, I'm joined at the table by my good friend Jeff.
Hey guys and gals.
And Alyssa.
Sorry, I'm still laughing.
Yeah, I managed. How did I even manage to mess up that intro? But it's okay. It's what I'm here for. I'm here to just mess it up every week. Anyway, we are thrilled because this is the second annual Disney attraction draft. But more on that in a minute. We have some special guests. We have Susan Sanderman, who is one of our Moments of Magic travel agents. Say hello, Susan.
Hi.
And we have the one, the only, Joe Goff. Say hi, Joe.
Hey, everybody.
All right. So this is going to be fun. I don't know why it didn't show everyone, but we'll just throw that up there. So we have some news before we get into the draft, which I have a special intro for. We have some news. Disney kind of dropped a... How would you qualify this, guys? Would you guys qualify this as a big discount or
a big discount from a galaxy far, far away?
Yes. No.
Gigantic.
So,
Out
and
of
of
this
course,
world.
yes, out of this world. So Disney Visa card members can save up to 30% off on select Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser voyages, and you can embark on a wonderful 2-night vacation that most people will. I mean, if you're a Star Wars hardcore person like me, you would love it. But I almost forgot to mention, we are brought to you by momentsofmagictravel.com for all your travel needs, Disney cruises, Disney, theme park vacations, Universal, all the other cruise lines. So hit us up, momentsofmagictravel.com. So, other than there was a couple other. Yep, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, let's just chat about the Star Wars thing so people have a perspective. So for those that don't know, you must have been living under a rock. But if you're a Star Wars fan, you know that Disney opened their Galactic Star Cruiser, 2 years ago now? Maybe just a little bit under.
A little over a year ago.
Yeah. And I guess we're in our second year, right? So the experience is a totally immersive 2-night voyage where you are basically immersed in Star Wars, whether you choose to take part in everything or some of it. If you're not a hardcore person like myself and John are, you are totally immersed in it. I've had several families and clients go through and say it's absolutely amazing. You get a 1-day ticket with your voyage into Hollywood Studios where you get to spend the better part of the day being immersed more into the Star Wars land, and they do give you a little bit of time to do some other things within Hollywood Studios. But it is, if you're a Star Wars fan and you want to, cosplay and totally be in that, that environment, this is something I would seriously consider doing. Any one of us, John, myself, Alyssa, Susan, or Joe can, help you out if you're want to know more about it. But this is a considerable savings. 30% for Visa card members when an average 2-night standard cabin's around $6,500 for a family of 2 or 3. That's a pretty big savings right there. So,
Yeah, I have a client who was on the fence about it for September, and now she's all in because it's saving her like $1,500.
Yeah,
so that's enormous of a sale.
Yeah.
It's funny. I have a family that I just booked about 10 days ago for one of the dates that's not mentioned. So now I have to go back to them. And see if maybe they want to switch now, because obviously I'm assuming like anything else, Disney would allow them to switch and move that. So I'm going to at least ask them.
I mean, I would love to try to convince the wife to allow me to drop that much money into a trip like that. But I have bigger plans as I'm looking into Disneyland Paris or Tokyo Disney in the next couple years. So
the other is a must. Do it. I've seen them for 2 years. It's fantastic.
Yep. So there's that, and then they touched on the cabins at Fort Wilderness getting a DVC look, which Jeff and I, as Disney Vacation Club holders, I'm sure we're excited about. There's a Disney community about that stuff. So
I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about that.
And we'll maybe throw that in right here because I didn't prepare a slide for it, but it does look really nice. And like anything, the one reason why I've never booked there is because it doesn't look. It looks dated. So like I think like Disney doing what they're doing with all the modernization, I think will be great.
Yeah.
Your guys' thoughts?
So I'm a big cabin. Cabin lover. I've stayed at Fort Wilderness Cabin several times over the last decade, and I've actually traded points to do that. But now I'll be able to use my points, John, and they're updating them. They're still going to be a very similar configuration, but man, to me, it's one of the hidden gems about Disney is if you guys want a moderate accommodation, the cabins afford you that, where you have one big cabin for 6 people, full kitchen. They're awesome, and I look forward to seeing what they're doing with them.
Mm-hmm. So, Joe, what do you guys think?
Yeah, we stayed, actually the first time we took my daughter to Walt Disney World, we stayed at the cabins. And like Jeff was saying, they really are so underrated. It's really hard to believe you're in the middle of Walt Disney World when you have that feeling of seclusion and just kind of really quiet and peaceful. But it really is a nice break from the kind of the hustle bustle of your day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can grill there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
We stayed there 2 weeks ago in our RV, actually, but we love Fort Wilderness. And
Isn't
the
it
cabins
great?
are great as well. Yes. And then the DVC properties over at Wilderness Lodge just got such a makeover, and they look fantastic as well. So.
And Susan, you guys just stayed at Fort Wilderness. One of the advantages of doing the cabins is you get a lot of the perks that the campers get. You can, partake in the community campfires with Mickey, and you get to partake in all that. You can rent a golf cart just like all the people do with the campers.
Cart.
It's awesome. It's just a cool environment, and like Joe said, you feel like you're out in the woods in the middle of Walt Disney World. So it's just great.
So, all right. Well, I think that's going to touch on the Disney news. So why don't we go ahead and get into the second annual Disney Attraction Draft.
I love it. That was great.
The things I come up with in the dawn of the night, it's just like, oh, that would be great. And it would be copyright because it's Kazoo. I mean, hey, I'm skirting the copyright issues better than anybody else out there.
Living dangerously.
Yes. Come at me, Roger. No, don't come at me. Don't come at me, Roger. I'm just kidding. Anyway, now that we got that out of the way, we are in our second annual Disney World Attraction Draft. We did this last year. We kind of messed up the stream, but we still made it work. And if you're listening on audio, I apologize. Hopefully you follow along, you have fun, you comment. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe over at youtube.com. So anyway, we are going to get into it real quick here. So here we have the list of attractions, and the way it's going to work as Alyssa brilliantly switches over to the next slide. Oh God, I sound like I'm in a PowerPoint. Anyway, we're going to switch over to the next one here. And that's actually, there we go. This is the way it's going to go. We're going to have team. Oh, I didn't do this right. No, I did do it right. That's the way the order that we set it up. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
There we go. All right. So it's going to be Team Jeff is the first pick. So, and then we have Susan, Alyssa, myself, and Joe, and it's going to be a snake draft. So in the second round, Joe gets the first pick, and so on and so forth. So
I'm gonna update it live. So I'm gonna remove from the list so you know that it's already gone, and I will add it to this.
Yep. So yep. And then I believe I'm gonna have to switch this as far as to like make it, even though you'll be like adjusting it. So there we go. That's okay. All right. Jeff, you are on the clock. What is your first pick, sir?
Oh, I already know what I want. It's my absolute favorite ride at Walt Disney World at the moment. I could ride it 10 times in a day if they would allow me to, and I like it, and I like it better than Tron. So I am gonna. They even have it on there. Someone already knows that. They already.
I'm going for it because I know you're gonna.
Yeah, I'm taking Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, the best ride at Disney World at the moment.
Dang it!
Dang. You know what, Alyssa? We forgot to add Tron in there. For
we'll add
that. Well. So all right. So Jeff is gonna pick
winner
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, the best ride.
Right.
You can get one of 6 amazing songs. Just a blast.
Such a good choice.
It's not big enough.
Oh yeah.
But all right. So I will figure out how to change the font. But
I got it. I'm doing it for you, John. Don't worry.
Okay.
I got it.
All right.
Susan's on the clock.
All right. Go ahead, Susan.
All right. Oh man, do I go old school with like my own personal favorite, or am I trying to like win something here?
You can do whatever you want.
All right, I'm taking Tower of Terror. It's just it's the best in my books. I'll ride it all day.
There you go. So Tower of Terror. All right. So I will switch that back, and maybe what we'll do is we'll switch it back after every round, and that way it doesn't look like we're updating everything. So, all right.
I got it. I'm working on it.
Is there anything lower than Space Mountain?
Hold on. I think we're working on adding Tron. Oh yeah, there's a bunch. So, all right.
There we go.
All right. I just have to add Tron at the end. I can't make it. I'm doing this on my phone.
That's okay. All right. So Alyssa is up.
Yeah, and, Jeff took what I would have taken. So, yeah, I'm not happy at you, Jeff. Right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. Okay, but that's all right. My pick is gonna be Flight of Passage because I think that's a good number 2 spot. I suppose
that would not be my first pick because we all know I'm tall and I hate it.
I like it. I mean, but I don't want to say it was my favorite ride ever. But if I'm like looking at all those purple options, it's probably my favorite out of all of them. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Oh, all right. Let's see. My first pick. If I were to pick, it's the coaster I can do like 7 times straight in the morning. I'm going to go Expedition Everest. Because, I mean, literally, when you pro tip, and this is John's pro tip of the episode, if you arrive at Animal Kingdom and you make a beeline for Everest, you will be able to ride that ride like 5, 6, 7 times in the morning. And it's a hell of a wake-up call. So... yeah, that'll be fun. All right.
Now, John, do you take your hair thing off and throw it up there every time you do it too?
No, but I have so much fun with that. There's so much. Okay, 2 things. I love the hair tie joke, and I love like when they have the disco the screen where the Yeti comes up. I usually make a joke about my mother-in-law, but it's neither here nor there.
We won't tell her.
I mean, she can't hear anyway. Love you, Kathy. She can't hear anyway, so it's kind of a gift. Yeah, but like it's kind of a joke. It gets the whole car laughing. So hey, that's one of my favorite things to do, and maybe I'll throw in a clip right here of that. All right, Joe, you are up, sir. You get 2 picks.
Okay. Oh yeah, great, perfect. Well, I think I'm gonna go with one of my family's must-dos on every trip is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's one of my daughter's all-time favorites, so I can't pass it up.
Hi ho.
Oops. Oh shoot, where did I just go? Are you team front or team back on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train?
Front, always front.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we like to see everything coming at us,
Mm-hmm. I'm team shortest line that I can get in.
Yeah, that's a good team to be on. not a bad seat in the house.
Yes, you are. All right. All right. And so the standings not the standings, but the picks in the first round, as this uploads here. So we had Jeff go with Guardians, Susan, Tower of Terror, Alyssa, Avatar Flight of Passage, me, Expedition Everest, and Joe, Seven Doors Mine Train. So, Joe, you are now on the clock for round 2. Go ahead and pick, sir.
Okay, let's take a look here.
Be sure you're scrolling for Joe a little bit to see what's below on Magic.
Thank you.
There's a lot of Magic.
Might be able to change. Yeah, might be able to change the view to like 150% and see everything in one.
You know what?
I think it might be hard to read.
I think I'm gonna go with a hidden gem, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
Yes.
So nice.
It's a different
Dark
experience.
Horse.
Yeah.
Yes.
That guy.
Yes. How many times have you been that guy, Joe? That's what I want to know. Is like, because you seem like you would stand out.
I to avoid being that guy. I usually push the way out. Here, you be that guy.
Yeah, well, it's actually kind of funny. The one time I went to the Halloween party as ice cream guy, I was that guy. So like, it was fun.
I've been the churro guy a couple times.
Oh,
I've been the churro guy.
Yes.
I really want my husband to be the wants to get up and dance for everybody guy.
Yeah, I would love to do that too. I think I do my disco, my 70s disco.
There you go. All right. So I am on the clock. So let's see what I have here. Oh, see if I'm going. You know what? I'm going to go to honestly, probably my second favorite attraction on property, Toy Story Midway Mania. Just because I am a very competitive person, even if I'm competing against myself. Like I get mad if 225,000 is the new like standard for me. I don't accept anything low. Another pro tip. If you go in the morning, you get a nom nom cookie. You are sugared up for at least 2 hours. You're good to go. So I love the nom nom cookie. It is so good. All right.
You're hysterical.
I'm in rare form today. I don't know what's wrong with me. You ever been on that ride when it's broken down? And get the window screen up? Yeah.
Oh,
it's happened twice to me.
Is that when you're shooting at zero?
I mean,
That's
just shoot it like.
No, like the whole screen. It showed. I think the first time it happened to me, it was Windows. It wasn't XP. It was Windows 2000, I think, at Disneyland. The screens came right up. It was actual Windows screens came right up. And then the second time it happened to me, it was half Windows and half shooting at like no. So
you're fighting. You're shooting at the Windows screens as they pop up, like.
It happens, and there's actually quite a few videos on YouTube. You can see the Windows screens if you ever want to Google that.
Oh man,
it's hilarious!
All right, Alyssa, you are up.
Yeah, you can probably see I'm already selecting what I'm going to choose. So, the next one I actually like more than my first pick. I just wanted to get that other one in. So I am choosing the wildest ride in the wilderness, Big Thunder Mountain.
Big Thunder.
Technically, the only ride in the wilderness at the moment.
Yes,
with, Splash being down.
Yep.
Technically, Mountain. You're right. But it's just I have so many fun memories on Big Thunder, being in the back of that ride, and you're just literally like sliding in your chair, like into the person that you're riding with.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah. Pro tip: don't drop your phone and pick it up like the guy did on YouTube and get banned for life. So.
Don't do
that. If my one pick is still available, I'll have my wife go out and retrieve what really goes bad on a roller coaster. See if she'll get that message. So, all right. Up next, go ahead, Susan.
All right. So, piggyback on your Big Thunder Mountain. When you get your Disneyland Paris trip in, their Big Thunder Mountain is amazing. Me and my family compared the rides that are the same but slightly different, and we just love Disneyland Paris's Big Thunder Mountain. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. It looks incredible.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. You go like under the water and to the island, which is separate, and like it's awesome.
I will agree with her. I was there in 2014, so it is quite a bit different.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, where's my list? I think we're gonna go. Bad. No, you're fine. I think I'm sticking in Hollywood because I really love Hollywood Studios, and I'm gonna take Rise of the Resistance.
Nice.
Ooh,
love that one for a Star Wars fan. Yeah, it's got a lot of things happening. Big fan of it. And believe it or not, even if you aren't there at rope drop, if you go straight there, you actually don't wait that long. Not as long as you think you would. That ride line keeps moving. They're really good about pushing people through, and we've definitely done it an hour into park opening and not had to wait too long. So.
Good ride.
I will tell you, I rode that the day it opened, and we've talked about it on previous episodes where the confusion behind the virtual queue, because that was literally the first ride they dropped that on. Yeah, that was fun. But that day they did let us in at 4:30 in the morning, and we were riding every attraction, and I actually rode the ride around 10:37. I'll never forget that ride. Because that was incredible. So, all right, Jeff, you're first. Your first pick your last pick of the second round.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one of the white ones this time, and this is probably nostalgically my favorite ride in Disney World. Right now, currently it's Guardians, but nostalgically, it's gonna be Soaring Around the World. That ride's got so many nostalgic things from my kids growing up and doing the California version, and then now the Around the World version. There's just so many cool things about that ride that brings back some great memories for me. Kind of like the original version of Flight of Passage, if you want to call it that, without all the fun. But Soaring Around the World still one of my favorites and staples. So I'm gonna go with that one from the white team.
I will tell you that that is the longest queue on property.
It can seem like that, yeah. It definitely can seem like that.
It never ends, and it's just like
but there's that game that you can play, the trivia while you're in there. It's so fun.
Yeah. But it hasn't been working the last few times I've been there. The games in the queue.
No.
J-Pack.
It was up last month when I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, earlier this month. I guess we're still in April, so earlier this month it was still working.
Okay, good to know.
All right. So our picks through 2 rounds. I don't know if we're going to go 12 rounds. We're going to try. All right. Just to recap, Joe picked Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. I picked Toy Story Midway Mania. Alyssa, Big Thunder Mountain. Susan, Rise of the Resistance. And Jeff, Soaring Around the World. All right, Jeff. So your first pick in the 3rd round.
Yep. I'm going to get my last category out, the blue.
Ooh.
Yeah,
you are.
I'm actually going to go for something that's not a ride. Like Susan, like traveling to Paris. We done the Adventures by Disney France trip, and that was part of the trip was our Paris trip. But just the whole country in general, we got to see through the Adventures by Disney eyes. So I'm going to take Impressions de France, which is probably my favorite movie that Disney does over at Epcot. They cut a lot of my viewings with that Beauty and the Beast sing along, which I think is great. But they did meet us in the middle. They have it in the morning, early, and late at night now for Impressions de France, and the bulk of the middle of the day is the Beauty and the Beast sing along. But Impressions de France, if you guys watching haven't been to that, just are looking to see a really cool video of another country and makes you want to go, right there, Impressions de France. So I'm going to take that.
Smart.
All right. So
I think I think a lot of guests don't realize how much stuff there is to do in World Showcase, like Impressions France. You get in each country.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially when out in the World Showcase, you're in the sun and it's blazing hot. Something like Impressions to Princess to get that.
And it's the amateur hour as far as drinking goes on the weekend.
Yeah. You'll catch a lot of people hobo napping at some of these movies, just to get that cool
I was
air.
about to say, if you're my husband and you need a midday AC nap,
Yeah.
They hobo nap in there, and the air conditioning hits them and they're out cold for a few minutes. But I love that movie. Absolutely love it. So there we go.
All right. So, Susan, you are up next.
Oh man, that was quick. Okay. So I can pick anything up there, right?
Yep. Hold on. I will put that up there. In
right.
just a second.
I know what I'm doing. I'm going happily ever after. Guys, I was so happy it came back. I was standing in Main Street crying 2 weeks ago. So happy.
Good choice.
Literally what I was going to pick next.
Oh, man.
I was going to take it soon, man, so I had to take it. We had thunderstorms. We kept getting the delay message. I was like, please don't make this not happen, y'all. I'm moving to Boston. I have got to see my happily ever after. I don't know when I'll be back. And we got it.
Susan, we went to the return show on April 3rd, and I've never seen so many people crying in my life. From all the bloggers that were there and the influencers and the people locally, pass holders who just were waiting for the 50th to end for that to come back. I've never seen so many people in tears in my life. But it felt like a Rocky movie or something.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
We listen to that soundtrack in my car. I'm not even kidding. Me and my kids regularly. So
great song.
So good.
Yep. Jordan.
I'm happy it's back. So
yeah, Jordan Fisher and the gal were actually there that night. Mm-hmm. They actually I saw some pictures of them. I thought we might be lucky and have them actually sing it live, but they did not. They were on a platform, away from the crowds watching it. So it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Oh, what did I do here? All right. All right. Now, what the heck? Oh, here I go, screwing it up again.
There we go.
All right. That'll have to do. All right. Alyssa, you are up.
I'm so stuck because Susan took what I wanted.
I took what she wanted, man.
She can't win. She's the Bungles of the draft.
Ay. All right. This is like when I'm doing fantasy football. I'm like, oh crap! I thought I'd get that one, and now I got to come up with a backup. Okay. So, all right, this one I think I'm gonna choose has some nostalgia for me. Before it was updated, because I grew up in Orlando, and a frequent field trip I would take in school was Epcot, and so the one that we always loved to go on was Test Track, and so I actually like the updates. I also like the old school show though.
That's one of our favorites too.
Yeah, so I think that's
good
what I'm gonna go with. Okay.
All right. I have several avenues I can go here, but I am going to go nostalgia. I do love the Carousel Progress. In fact, when we went to Disney, my wife and I's first trip, that was the first thing. It was either that or the People Mover, but I'm going to go Carousel Progress because that ride is timeless. It's a classic. It gives me all the warm and fuzzies. So definitely Carousel Progress. That's my pick. I'm locking it in. Yeah.
You're gonna go get a sarsaparilla with the boys?
Yes. A cold sarsaparilla. So yes. And I'm gonna give my neighbor the what for. There you go. There you go. What for? My favorite line. All right.
As much as I love the Carousel of Progress, that is the king of hobo napping right there. It is.
You said it. I was thinking it. I mean, hey.
Yeah.
I've taken my in-laws twice. Twice. Both times, two things. My mother-in-law was like, I don't see what the big deal is. I'm like, what? It's literally it's just. And then my father-in-law would nap frequently, in these rides that I love, these shows that I just Yeah.
See,
So
I despise the Carousel of Progress because my parents would drag us on it when we were kids, and we didn't want to do that. We want to do the fun things. And then so I took my son on it during this last trip, thinking, "Oh, perfect! He's gonna nap in it. It'll be great." Every single time he sang "A Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow," he was like, "More." Like he was just like ready for the next round of it. I was like, "Are you kidding me? I thought we were gonna nap."
There you go. Yep. There you go. Oh man.
The song gets
All
stuck in
right.
your head. It's kind of like Small World. It's stuck in your head.
Oh, it's amazing though. Like I don't know. I'm a purist when it comes to things like that. So
Great ride.
all right. Next up.
What we got? Joe.
Oh, am I up again? Okay.
Yep, you're up.
I can't pass up Small World. We go to Magic Kingdom, and
Speaking of catchy songs.
Yeah, you're right. We go back and forth. Peter Pan and Small World are two of our classics that we hit up every time, and yeah, it's definitely a must-do for us every time.
So I think it was it John or Alyssa said that Soaring is the longest ride on property. I disagree. I think it's Peter Pan. I don't
Peter Pan,
understand.
you know,
Oh,
I don't understand why it's always so long either.
Oh, the queue?
That's
Yeah,
a
the
good
queue is
point.
definitely there.
Oh man.
that's
I
a
think
good
that's the
point.
longest.
Like
I think that's the longest queue on property.
It is a long
Yeah.
one, yeah.
that is a very
It's
long
not
queue.
it's all outdoors.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
it's the worst.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right, recapping. Round number 3. Jeff took Impressions to France. Susan took Happily Ever After. Alyssa took Test Track. I took Carousel Progress. Come at me, in-laws. And then Joe took Small World. So, all right.
Joe's back up
moving
again,
on.
right?
Yep, you're back up, Joe. So
Yeah,
this is
all
what
right.
this is what we have remaining here. So, I gotta switch it. There we go.
Yeah.
So, and I can scroll down if you need me to.
Oh, it's okay. God, it's tough to narrow it down, right? So let's go Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Kind of like I said before, I love
nice.
getting into World Showcase and kind of the nooks and crannies of the different countries. And so, yeah, it's a good excuse to get into the France part of it.
Yes, absolutely. Great ride.
Got
So
it.
that works. All right. And so that leaves me. Let me see. This is probably my second least favorite ride because of how uncomfortable it is. But I gotta throw it in there. It's my wife's favorite, Space Mountain. So yeah, it's not very comfortable for a 6'10" gentleman. And you ever see a guy my size get out of a Toyota Yaris, I liken it to that. So yeah, it's good times. So we'll throw that back up there. And all right.
That's another one you got to do in Paris. That's like hands down.
Yeah.
better.
Like one of the vloggers that we watched, he did a recent trip there, and that made me want to go there. And that and the drone show that they do for the nighttime spectacular just looked amazing.
So, Susan, did you do both parks when you were in Paris?
I did. So we were actually stationed in Europe. So we had a season pass for a year.
Okay,
So we only lived 4 hours away, and we went a bunch.
So you know exactly what I'm going to say when I say that Crush's Coaster is not what you expect.
No, it's so good.
I thought it was going to be like, some little kiddie ride. I've never been on a ride that threw me around as much as Crush's Coaster. That was an amazing
it's like
ride.
a not smooth Guardians, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you.
It's a blast. That was a really cool ride. That was at the other side. That was Walt Disney Studios. Yeah, Walt Disney Studios or whatever they called it.
Yeah, no, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's up?
It's me. I'm going. I don't know what I want.
It's me.
Okay. Yes, I do. I'm gonna go with one of the best shows on property, I think. Festival of the Lion King.
Nice.
Ooh, welcome to our world.
Good singing.
Definitely.
Finally back to full power too. They got the tumble monkeys back.
Oh,
I cannot wait to go see it with everything back, with the monkeys, with the what do we call them? Not trapeze. The
acrobat.
What are they called? Thank you. Yes, like with the spinning and all the good stuff. Yes, I can't wait.
Back whole now.
Yes. So, are you gonna let your son do any of the instruments if he's old enough and is able to keep focus?
That's the key there. If he can keep focus and if he isn't too anxious to go down and do it. I think if I can go down there with him, he'd be fine. But we'll see. I'm excited that part is back too, because I think that was one of the funnest parts for families is for the kids to get down with all the performers and have the drums or the maracas or whatever.
Yeah.
So, excited for that.
All right, Susan, you are up.
All right, so I'm going to follow in Alyssa's footsteps and pull from Team Blue and another show that just came back that I have the fondest memories of from when my kids were growing up, and that is Enchanted Tales with Belle.
Nice.
Love it. Classic. They get to like go in and be different parts, and the kids do, and then Belle's there at the end, and it's so good.
Yeah, literally just came back.
Yeah, like a week ago or something. It was when we were in the park. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. It had just come back. So
very, very cool.
Well, it's a great combination because it's kind of like a show, but also a character greeting at the same time.
Yeah.
So you can get the best of both. Yeah.
Yep. And the story and the air conditioning for if you really need a hobo nap and you want your kids to see the characters. I mean, winning all around.
True.
I have yet to do that, and I guarantee you my trip in December when I bring my nieces, that's going to be mandatory watching. So, all right. And then Jeff,
all right.
You are.
Yep. I'm going to move away from Epcot for a minute because my first 3 picks were Epcot, and I'm going to move over to Magic Kingdom, and I'm going to take the new Tron. Having done that recently, and then having been able to do the original one in Shanghai, that's kind of a cool ride to say you've been in both places and done it. Virtually the same ride. The queue area and the ride itself are very similar, but I think I like the Shanghai version just a little bit better. The area that it's in, so but it doesn't feel like it's so compressed like it does here at Magic Kingdom. But Tron, I'm going to take Tron.
So real quick, Joe, did you do it both ways when you went? Did you do virtual and lightning?
I'm sorry?
Did you do virtual and lightning when you did it?
For Belle?
For Tron.
Oh, you're talking to me, Jeff?
Oh, yeah, you're talking
sorry,
Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah. So are you talking about the one here or the one in China?
The one here. Did you do it? Did you ride it twice, essentially?
Yeah, so the first few times that I did it in March was under my son's cast member. So I done it under his cast member preview. And then the last couple of times I did it was under the DVC and the annual pass. So I've never actually done the lightning lane. They were all preview windows that I did it. After riding it 4 or 5 times in those windows, I was kind of troned out for the last part of my trip. And avoided it for the rest of the time, but I didn't do the lightning lane. I've heard that it's not as long or not as short as people are thinking it's going to be, but I don't know if that's true or not.
We did it both ways. We got the virtual queue. We were able. I think our virtual queue finally got a call back at like 2, and then we had purchased lightning lane because we wanted to ride it at night.
What was shorter?
And so the lightning lane was definitely shorter.
Okay.
Riding at night was really cool. And my only complaint was it seemed like it was really short. Like I felt like I just got into it and it was over.
Yeah, it's a minute from launch to when you come back in. Whereas just to give you perspective, Guardians of the Galaxy is like 3 minutes and 15 seconds. So it's very, very short. But you got to think about where they put it. It's a small footprint. So they can't, it's all kind of coming back internally. It's a great ride, but that's my biggest complaint too. Very short.
I agree. Super cool, worth every minute, and both times we rode it. But I was like, it's over.
My hope is I get to ride it in September, October one before we make another trip there. So, all right, recapping. Did I do this already? No, I did not. Jeff had Tron. I am a horrible draft host. This is shameful. Susan had Enchanted Tales with Belle. Alyssa did Festival of Lion King. I did Space Mountain. And Joe did Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Okay, so we are on to round number 5. And we are going to just take a look at what we have left on the big board. And as soon as that loads here, and then we're going to go ahead. So go ahead, Jeff, you are up.
Yes, so I am going to take what I hope is not going to be the last time we see it. It's the ride that's temporarily shut down for refurbishment. I don't know what that means. If they are doing that, or if they're retheming it, who knows what's going to happen. I really hope it comes back traditionally, but I'm going to take Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster.
Oh, man.
There's so many rumors about that ride right now, with some of the legal trouble that
so
it's happening.
We actually haven't talked about this yet, but my phone did not survive a fall. So this is a fold. It's supposed to fold, but it got obliterated. It doesn't even open. So pro tip, a necessary pro tip, secure all your belongings, not necessarily in the pocket of the roller coaster vehicle, which I think is kind of sketchy, but you should probably put it in your pocket.
That happened on Rock and Roller Coaster?
Oh, this happened at the launch, and I felt for my phone in my pocket.
Oh no!
And it wasn't there.
So you got.
I'm impressed you got it back.
Yeah, you got a story to tell. I remember a couple years ago, my daughter, her ears fell down on the launch, and it fell underneath the track. And they were her Loki ears that she got, which were really hard to find.
Oh,
and
man.
She asked she asked if they could look, and they said they can't look until the end of the day, but they did, and they asked for her address just in case. And 2 weeks later, the ears showed up at our house.
Nice.
So yeah, they actually shipped
we are
them back to it. Little grease spot on it for a memory, but but she got her ears back. So
we are gonna do a what to do when things go horribly wrong in Disney World. And this is going to be the poster child for it, because I remember, you can look at this, where the impact point was, but yeah, that was fun. All right.
So anybody have any guesses on what Aerosmith, when it comes back and what it opens up as? I'm hearing a lot of rumors. It could be Queen. Who knows what they're doing with it, but I hope it stays traditional. But
see, there's a whole thing with Aerosmith and Steven Tyler and lawsuits, and
I know. That's what I'm wondering, if why they're taking so long.
J-Pack.
Who knows? But yeah, if you watch the story on that whole thing, that's kind of an ugly story. We don't need to go in on it here. But,
yeah.
It's a very ugly story. So I could see them possibly doing that, but I really hope they don't. That ride is just it's Aerosmith to me,
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's like, if you know how to do the pre-show correctly, you can beat the cast members to the punch. It's always funny.
Yeah.
So all right. So Susan is up with her pick.
Where are we at?
It's lagging behind.
I'm going to jump. I don't think I've gone to Epcot yet. So let's jump into Epcot. And I'm going to take Frozen Ever After.
Nice.
There you go. Yep.
I remember when that opened. I remember when it used to be a Nordic ride with
Maelstrom.
A Nordic theme. Yes,
Maelstrom.
Maelstrom. Yep.
Yep.
They did a really good job with that retheming. I don't know. I think it's really great, especially for all these little princesses out there.
It's turning Epcot into IPCOT, but that's okay. So intellectual property cot.
I remember when it first switched over. Was it 2018? 18, 17, 18? There was a lot of
before that. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of ticked off Norway people about that because they go from celebrating their country Norway to a fake area called Arendelle. But now it's no big deal because people coming into work there, that's all they know. But
yeah.
All right,
We have a little
Alyssa,
bit of
you are up
history, but
next.
gained from Disney.
right?
Yep.
There's still
All right.
some throwbacks to that ride too when you're riding it. There's still a lot of Maelstrom throwbacks.
All right, Alyssa is up.
Okay. This one comes with a disclaimer. So this one is if I can be the pilot. So I'm gonna choose Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. So,
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
I've only been the pilot once, and it was a total luck of the draw because I went single rider, and the people it was me and one other single rider with this family of 4, and none of them wanted to be the pilot. So both me and the single rider got to be the pilots, and it was awesome. So
I will tell you, do not, if you are with a party of young children, try to at least have one adult. Again, this is a Shinwrecker for me. So this is how I look at things as far as rides at Disney World, that me being a 6'10" gentleman, I'm comfortable riding. This is okay, but I insist on being one of the pilots because that way if you know when to brake, you brake, and yeah. So our tangent over, man. All right. Let's see what we have as far as what's left here. I am going to look at our big board as soon as it switches over. And there we go. All right. Oh, man. I'm going to take one out of the blue category again because this ride or this show just does it for me. I love the Hall of Presidents. And listen, man, I'm just full of tangents tonight. I just have a bunch of tangents tonight. Don't be that guy that boos the current president. Look at the history of what this country is built on and what Disney tries to do with this, and just don't be that guy or gal. Just enjoy.
My son did
It's
think so
spectacular.
My son did fall asleep in the Hall of Presidents, though. So
Understood. Understood, but he's probably when he's older going to be a real history buff. Just looking at that kid, he'll probably appreciate the presidents.
And again, it is air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yes. My in-laws did fall asleep during that one too, and they also booed Trump. Don't be that guy or gal. Anyway, all right. Man, I'm just Joe. You are up.
Okay.
Pull up the
I've
board
not done
here.
Animal Kingdom yet, so let's do Kilimanjaro Safari.
Nice.
There you go. Oh, that is a
I'm
good
actually
one.
surprised. I'm surprised this one. None of us picked it sooner. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, what we like about it, it's a different experience every time. You go in the morning versus going in the evening. You never know what you're going to see. You can ride it 5 times and really have 5 different experiences.
Very true. Very
There
true.
you go.
I'm still waiting for my very first time of actually hearing any of the lions make any noise. Never,
I have.
I've never had that yet. So they're always sleeping.
I
Darn
had
cat.
one where these 2 rhinos went at it with each other, and then they went at it with our truck that we were in.
Oh, nice.
So it was actually really cool. The guide was like, "Don't worry, we're fine, but just hold on." And they really rocked us really, really well. So that's a cool memory from.
Don't worry,
Do
we
you
have
guys
a lot.
remember how they rethemed that? How it used to be the backstory with the ivory hunters and stuff, and then they changed it. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they changed it quite a bit actually. The video's different, everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
All right. Joe, you are up again, sir.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
Wait for that to load.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to go back to what I was saying earlier. I'm going to go with Peter Pan's Flight. We got the Small World and Peter Pan. That's our back and forth.
There you go.
And I don't apologize for it.
You don't need to apologize. All right. Okay, so we forgot to do the 5th round. I think, guys, we're going to aim for 7 rounds. Does that sound good? Like, we don't want to...
Yeah, sounds
We'll
great.
just do that. All right. So recapping real quick. Jeff chose Rock and Roller Coaster, Susan, Frozen Ever After, Alyssa, Smuggler's Run, me, Hall of Presidents, and Joe chose Kilimanjaro Safari. And all right. So that leads me to my first pick in the 6th round. I will take a look at the big board here. Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to pick Runaway Railway because I love that ride. If you're being a just sour grapes that morning, how could you like not be like over the moon happy when you watch that, just sit through that ride? Like, check your pulse. You might not be breathing. And that's the case, don't call Reedy Creek. Anyway, all right. All right.
I think there's so much upset about some of these redos, rethemes, and stuff, but they've actually been doing, I'd say for a majority of them, an excellent job. So I know that there's still some sadness about things that were nostalgic for a lot of people, but like that one, for example, I agree. I love.
I will agree with you for the most part. Everything that they've done has been good. I'm very worried about Splash Mountain and what they're doing with that, because Splash Mountain was one of my favorite rides ever. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I love Princess and the Frog, and I'm sure they're going to make it amazing. But dang it, I just going to miss Splash Mountain forever. I'm going to have to go. Yeah, I'm going to have to go to one of the overseas parks just to get to ride it, because now they just announced Disneyland is closing too in May. So.
Yep. All right.
All right. So while we wait for our next pick, let us remind you that we're brought to you. Oh, I did not mean to do that. By momentsofmagictravel.com for all your travel needs. Hit us up, and just we'd love to give you a free, no obligation quote. All right. So with that, let's take a look at the big board and see what we have left.
Yeah, I'm trying to think in my head, like if this was my perfect Disney day, like what ride would I be really upset if I didn't do it? Like that's kind of how I'm trying to think of it.
Mm-hmm.
But like most of my favorites are already gone. So actually, I'm thinking of this. When I go in June, if I don't do this, I'll be kind of upset. So I'm gonna actually pick Fantasmic because I've not seen the updates yet.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
So good.
Yeah.
Are you taking Fantasmic?
Really
you taking Fantasmic with or without the burning dragon?
Right.
We didn't even touch on that.
Disneyland.
There we go. We just did.
Uh,
If anybody's wondering what we're talking about, just Google Disneyland Fantasmic Fire.
J-Pack. That's never going to get old.
Yeah, they've actually taken the Disney World one out of commission for a little bit to check it, haven't they? I heard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
So hoping it's back by June when I'm there.
I was watching that live on somebody's screen.
So were we. It was epic.
It was crazy.
Oh, man. All right. So, Susan, you are up next. Let's take a look at the big board. As soon as it loads up here.
I haven't visited Animal Kingdom yet, and there's still a lot of really great things there. I love Animal Kingdom. I think it's super underrated. Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to take Animation Station. I love some time to draw some Disney characters because I am not super artistic, and yet when I sit in there with those animators, you guys, I draw amazing.
Yeah. She's
I'm all about it. When we go on Disney Cruise, I go to as many character drawings as I can.
Yeah, she's right. They teach you very ABC ways to do it.
Yeah, they make everybody like a professional.
And that's like the most like Disney like non-Disney thing to do. I mean, but it's Disney, but you're actually taking time and being present in what makes Disney Disney, which is the animation.
And,
you know,
and let's take Susan's pick there and expand on it, because a lot of people don't even realize they do this kind of thing in the parks. You know, if you take the train back to, was it Conservation Station, right?
Yeah.
When you go in the building, what she's talking about is they actually teach a 15-minute class on how to draw the core Disney characters, from Goofy to Mickey to Minnie, and they do it in a very easy Big Bird Cookie Monster style. You know, they teach you that, and that's a great pick, Susan, because that's a lot of people don't even realize Disney does those kind of things.
Oh my gosh, I tell every client that I have, I send them to Conservation Station, I send them to Rafiki's, and I say, go and take the time to do this, because then you have something you can tangibly take with you. Your kids are going to be so proud of themselves. Like I said, Disney Cruise Line too does this a bunch when you're on the cruises. We're getting ready to set sail for 7 nights, and we're going to come home with a lot of artwork.
Absolutely.
This is actually from the Disney website, but it shows you just how it looks.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's just one of those things that they do that just, you know, kind of like gives you a break. You don't necessarily need to, doesn't really, I mean, cost anything. I mean, yeah, it'll take like an hour of your time, but it's so worth it.
Absolutely.
If you guys recall, they had one of those at Hollywood Studios. I believe
I'm
where Toy Story Land is now. Yeah.
Yep, they did. He's right.
I was so mad when they took that away.
Yeah, we loved it.
When I was a cast member, I would get off my shift and I'd wait for a friend, and that's where I would go. I'd go to the Animation Academy and I would draw characters until they came.
Well, we talked to guests who went to the park just for that experience alone. You know.
Yep. Absolutely.
Very popular.
Awesome. All right.
I believe so. Yep.
All right. So is there anything below? Is there anything below the P's there on Magic Kingdom that I'm not seeing?
Let me take a looky-loo. Let me see.
I know my next pick, but I was wondering if there's anything down there below Prince Charming.
A few things, yep.
Can you scroll down just to look?
Yep, we got it.
All right. So I know my next pick is going to be one of my favorite rides at Magic Kingdom. I'm actually surprised it's still there as well. But I'm going to take Pirates of the Caribbean.
There you go.
Yo ho, yo ho, right? So I'm gonna do Pirates.
They've almost messed with it a little too much. I mean, with the whole like
Johnny Depp
redhead like thing, but like, you know, just it's fine. Leave it. Like, you know.
So
all right.
I'm gonna give you guys all I'm gonna call it a goal maybe in mind. If you guys travel and you ever have the opportunity to go to Shanghai, they have a very different version of Pirates that is like jaw-droppingly different. Like one of the coolest rides I've ever been on. It's very dark. It's very technologically advanced compared to the current pirate that we're used to at Disneyland, Disney World. If you guys get an opportunity, whether you're here with us live on this call or you're watching the video, go to YouTube and type in Pirates of the Caribbean Shanghai. It is unbelievable. Probably I didn't expect it at all, but they have a very different viewpoint of the Pirates ride over in China, and they celebrate it very differently, and it's very dark, and it's so similar to the actual Pirates of the Caribbean movies with Johnny Depp. And it's amazing. So that's one of the reasons why I picked that one. So
there you go.
All right. I am going to, because I know we're doing snake style here, so I'm going to jump over to Hollywood Studios for my next pick. One of my favorite IPs growing up. I am going to take Muppets Vision 3D.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's one of my wife's favorites.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Just a fun attraction if you're into the Muppets. I almost think the pre-show is just as good as the actual show itself.
Yes.
You know, so just a blast. So that's going to be my second pick in this round, and probably my final pick for round 7, right?
That's it. Yep. All right. So, Susan, you're up.
All right, last pick. There's so many good things left on the board. I hate to leave any of them.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna go nostalgic and just thinking of little kids and my kids and even one of the ones I love doing with them, and that's the Prince Charming's Royal Carousel.
Nice.
That's
I
a
got a
good
little
one.
horseback rider who's ridden since she was 5. She's now 15. I grew up riding horses. We love our carousel.
Nice.
Good pick.
There you go. All right, Alyssa.
All right. I am also trying to consider. I'm like going back and forth. Do I pick one that I would really want to do, or do I pick one like my kid would really want to do? But since I'm going back and forth. Hold on. Okay. I am gonna do Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin.
Oh,
That's a happy medium of we both like it. So
have you made it to that Galactic Hero?
yes, in my last trip we got double Galactic Hero. So I was super
Very
like
cool.
I repped that sticker all night when I got Galactic Hero.
Very cool. Yep, there's some key points there. If you know where they're at, you can be a Galactic Hero yourself.
I was about to say, it's all about knowing those key points. And I refuse to watch videos and cheat and know them, and I know the rest of my family does, because they always walk away with like 10,000 billion higher than me.
So I did not watch. I knew that there were key points, but I never watched a video, and I just happened to stumble upon it. And I was like, get that one. That one's the big one. And it was like 100,000 points every time you hit it.
So I won't spoil it for you, Susan. I won't say where they're at. So
I refuse to. I've gotten a really good score like maybe twice in my life, and I don't know how I did it. I know it's out there, but I refuse to cheat.
All right. So I'm up. Man, I have to really think about this one. I know. So like, if I'm going for like what I think would be like the most fun, or am I going to go with one of the rides I love, even though in its current state it's tragic? And she already knows. Alyssa already knows.
What could we be talking about?
You know what? Market and Figment Chapek. It's honestly,
you were going there.
I love this ride. I remember when we didn't know boo about Figment like the first time we rode it, and we loved it so much. We rode it like 2 or 3 times. I mean, like it's just so much fun. My other pick would have been Slinky Dog Dash, which I love, but I'm just gonna go pure what makes John happy. So it's gonna be, I love me some Figment, man.
Figment definitely needs some TLC.
John, you picked literally the top 3 worst attractions in my book.
Come at me. I don't care.
I'm glad you said it.
Okay.
Wait.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder now.
Sure.
That's the magic of Disney. There's something for everyone.
True.
So wait, you're saying, let me guess what you think are the 3. Carousel Progress, because Hall of Presidents, and Journey. You know what? Those are the things that make my heart happy. Don't do that to me, Alyssa.
You go for it. I'm going to go do my things. You go do your thing.
All right.
All right, Joe. Joe, you get to bring it home.
Yes, bring it home, Joe.
Bring it home. I am going to go with one of my personal favorites, Spaceship Earth.
Nice.
And Epcot.
That is the well, I don't want to say it's Mr. Irrelevant in terms of the draft, but it definitely needs a reimagining.
Well, it was supposed to get it. It was supposed to.
I don't know, man. It's a classic for a reason,
It was supposed to shut down late March of 2020.
Right, yeah.
Obviously, COVID hit. Yep. And it's got a stay of, what do you want to call it?
Stay of execution.
Pandemic.
I'm like, I love the ride. I definitely dig the go-go boots and the afro and the and
I
all
love
that.
her.
I think it needs some updating. It needs a scene where kids are walking around the park with their phones in their face or something like that.
Yes. Crashing into telephone
Running
poles.
into each other.
Yeah, running into each other. It needs something like that, or at least I don't know. It needs something updating, but I love
There's just
that ride.
there's just something cool about going into the Epcot ball, it's like the icon
Absolutely.
of Epcot. So
Absolutely. I agree with you. Awesome.
All right. So that is going to do it for the draft. Let's just recap it. Round 7, Jeff had Muppet Vision. Susan, Prince Charming, Royal Carousel. Alyssa, Ranger Spin. Me, Figment into Imagination. And Joe, Bringing It Home, Spaceship Earth. So if you're still watching at this point, thank you. What we're going to do is we're going to do a poll on our Facebook page. If you like it and if you share it, we'd appreciate it. Again, like and subscribe. And we are again brought to you by MythsOfMagicTravel.com. So before we get out of here, Joe, why don't you give us your socials and how people can get in touch with you to do a quote?
okay, Facebook, Joe, Moments of Magic Travel Agent, and Instagram will be Joe at gosh, I'm drawing a blank here. at Joe Travel Agent. I never look myself up.
All right,
and
then
what do you specialize?
You got to
Joe?
prepare me for these kind of questions.
Joe, what do you specialize in, or is there anything in particular you enjoy booking or helping people plan?
So, of course, all the Disney destinations, and I think a lot of people don't realize that it's not just Walt Disney World. It's Disneyland, it's Disney Cruise Line, it's Adventures by Disney. Aulani in Hawaii is one that we're actually doing in June. So I'm looking forward to getting out there and being able to kind of get feet on the ground out there.
We need to bring you back. You're going to come back because we're going to do an Aulani episode. So
okay, perfect. Yeah, we're going June. We're very excited for it.
Awesome.
And also Sandals and Beaches Resorts is one I saw quite a bit of. So we're a big fan of those as well.
there you go. All right, Susan, thanks again for coming on. Go ahead and give everyone your contact info.
Hey, so yeah, it's Susan Sonderman at Moments of Magic Travel, agent on Facebook. I won't lie, I literally just got an Instagram. I'm kind of late for that on my personal. I have not moved my business over there yet. As far as brands go, all the Disney parks, like I said, I spent a lot of time in Disney Paris, so I'm really familiar with it. Disneyland, Disney World. Love Disney Cruise Line, setting off on my 8th sailing here in 3 weeks. So book a bunch of that. And Aulani, lived out in Hawaii for a couple of years, so I can give you some tips outside of the park, outside of the resort there. And yeah, Universal, love that one too. Did some season passes while I was living here in Tampa. So
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, and then Jeff and Alyssa, you will put your contact down in the description below. Anyway, that's going to do it. Our second annual. Should I hit the singer one more time? Because I
Go for it.
It is honestly some of my best work, and it took me 5 minutes.
Nice.
All right. So, for Joe, for Susan. Yes.
Coming
Go
soon
sports.
to Apple Music.
Yes. So, for Joe, for Susan, for Alyssa, and Jeff, I'm John. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.
Everybody.
Almost got that one. All right. Have a great week, everyone.